cleric. Welcome to the MMORPG show. Well done, yes, hello. Or the answer to the question, what if Assassin's Creed did TED Talks? Yeah, pretty much, isn't it? So, if you are a self-confessed card-carrying nerd who's played role-playing games before in your life, give me a cheer now! Seems like a slightly redundant question in this room. But there we go, we'll crack on. If you've never played a tabletop role-playing game before in your life, perhaps you're new to all that sort of thing, perhaps you've been dragged here by a friend. Give me a cheer now! Yeah. Oh, got a lovely noobs there. Noob in the middle, noob at the front. Lovely, it's okay. What's the matter? Too busy playing sports, were they? Oh dear, tis that won't do. No, it's quite right. I shall explain absolutely everything. Quite noob-friendly, this show. Happy for a bit of full frontal noobity. I'll explain absolutely everything. So a couple of you are going to join me on stage and take part as characters within a story. A narrative that will take place in our collective imaginations. As those characters, you will make decisions and take actions. All of the results of those decisions and actions will be rolled out on a 20-sided die. This 20-sided die. It's 2 weeks of work for arts and crafts, that is. Come in, the late comer. Your quest is for the chair. Quest complete. Yes! Yeah, early XP in the I'm going to take the hood off. Oh, dear. Not hot in the cloak, but two hobbits just tossed a ring in here. Oh God, I've run out of latecomer material. It's just an awkward silence. Oh God. Right. So where was I? Yes, the dice. So yeah. So basically, the harder the action you're trying to perform, the higher you have to roll. It's that simple. Okay, between 1 and 20. So if you're a fish and you're attempting to swim, easy for a fish. Easy. You need a low roll for that. But if you're a fish and you're attempting to cook a beef stroganoff, it's hard for a fish, isn't it? It's hard. You're going to need to roll a bigger number. The two numbers to worry about, really. The number 1, that's the number 1. Yeah, critical fail. Yes, yes, critical fail. Well done. Usually the nerds boo that number. No nerds in. Amazing. Weird, so weird. The critical fail. So that's the worst of all things. You've set yourself on fire. You've shot yourself in the foot with an arrow. You've voted to leave the largest trading bloc in the Northern Hemisphere. Enjoy that. It's as political as it gets. Abandon that for now. The flip side of that is the 20. Yeah, that's more like it. People cheering a number. That's what you expect to hear in a room full of nerds. The 20, that's the best of all worlds. Things have gone incredibly well. You've won the day. That fish has opened a Michelin-star restaurant. It's strong enough, regaled across the land. The Dungeons & Dragons rulebook states very, very clearly that if anybody rolls a natural 20, we all have to lose our shit. I don't make the rules, guys! Basically, if anybody rolls a 20 during the session, the bare minimum level of celebration for the roll of a natural 20 is no one ends up in the same seat they started in. Bare minimum. I mean, I'm not saying it has to be tops off. Yeah, we're all on board. Lovely stuff. So, does that make sense? Yeah. Noobs, does that make sense? More importantly. Yeah, lovely stuff. Cool. So, I'm going to take a couple of volunteers. I take a lady and a guy, and we're going to go on a little adventure. So, firstly, I need a wizard, someone who's feeling like they're magical. And there's a very quick hand up at the back there. Come down. Forward. Yes. Slightly. A bit slow. Not quite enough applause, I would say. What's your name, sir?
That's Phil.
Phil, lovely stuff, Phil. And are you a magical sort of person?
I'm incredibly magical.
Perfect, Phil, lovely stuff. Have yourself a seat. You'll find on your seat a character sheet. I'll show those quickly to the class. So what we have on here is a very simple character sheet. You put the name of your character in here. The class of your character is going to be wizard or mage, whichever you prefer. Now, for the race of the characters, usually these games are played in sort of the fantasy genre, so there'll be elves and orcs and things like that. But what we're going to do today is abandon all of that to level the playing field, if you'll forgive the sporting parlance. We're going to abandon all of that, so no elves, no orcs, nothing like that. I want weirdness, okay? Weird chimera beasts of things. You could be, you know, an ocelot with a moustache. Except perhaps you're the moustache and you're dragging an ocelot behind you. Or maybe you're half cheese grater, your own worst enemy! Put it this way, someone once played this game as half a wardrobe. And it was fine. Not a problem. So crack on with that if you please. Start filling out your character sheet. Secondly, I would like a female player if I can. Let's try and keep things nice. And the person sitting next to you has put their hand up. Do you know this person?
Yes.
How do you know this person?
We work together.
Good enough. Come down. Let's go for that. That's right. That is an incredible top. Coming from lovely stuff. So what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah, lovely. That's between the two of you, so you guys can sort of always you can pretend to be amplified as well. Sarah, lovely. So have you played this sort of games before?
No, I haven't. I'm a noob.
Awesome. Always good to have a noob. So cool. There's no wrong answers. You just have to do things. Just decide a thing. So we're going to make you the warrior. Is that okay?
That sounds great.
Lovely. That's it. First rule of improv. Just say yes. Just say yes. That's it, isn't it? Lovely. You start filling out your character sheet. That would be great. So, while they're doing that, I'd like a little chat to you guys. There's a lot of lovely beards in this audience. It's always a running trait with my audience. It's always a lovely. Some of you have got the same affliction I've got, which is like having very, very dark facial hair. So when you sort of grow a beard, you look like a human Rorschach test. Literally a walking ink gloss. Because if you look very carefully into my beard, you can see two caterpillars contemplating a suicide pact over a bowl of ramen. Yeah, so if you're not getting on with the show, just have a look into that. And enjoy that instead. Lovely stuff. So, I'm going to take some notes because there is a bit of admin. Take the lid off this quill. Now, wizard, what is your wizard name?
My name is Feel.
Wow, it's a magical sounding voice you have. Sorry, Feel?
Feel, yeah. P-H-E-E-L.
P-H-E-E-L, lovely. And what manner of creature are you?
I'm a spider with ice cream organs.
A spider with ice cream organs.
Go Phil!
Like as in like your liver is made of ice cream, or you have like big...
Yeah, and my lungs.
And your lungs?
Yeah, my stomach not so much, because it has to digest it.
Oh, because it has to digest ice cream. It should be weird, eating your own liver. Lovely, I like that. Ice cream organs. Is there any obvious detriment to having ice cream for organs? Or any obvious advantages?
I melt quite easily. Well, I'm really good in the cold, which is good for a spider.
Yeah.
And you're delicious.
And I'm delicious.
This is perfect. Marvellous stuff. Now, warrior, what's your warrior name?
Fish.
Fish. Fish and Feel. What a pair of adventurers. Fish, the usual spelling.
Yes.
Great, perfect. And what manner of creature are you?
So this is a complete coincidence. I did not look at his sheet. I'm a spider's elbow.
A spider's elbow?
Yeah.
So is there a spider that's not you, and you're one of the joints on one of the limbs of the spider that has its own face and autonomy? And how do you make the spider go where you want?
No.
Are you like it doesn't?
Are you detached from the spider?
No, I just have my own. Yeah.
You have your own agency, so have you detached from the spider?
I can't detach.
You can't detach?
I just want to.
Just desperately want to get rid of this spider. Of which you are a part. I mean, it's very weird. Okay. Not even parasitic elbow, just...
No, I just want to break through.
Just want to break through. Rebellious elbow. Okay. Tell me more about this spider.
What else do you want to know?
I mean, how does the spider feel about it? What's the spider's name?
Frustrated. What? The spider's name? Fish finger.
Fish finger. And how does it feel about having like a rebellious elbow?
Kind of bored.
Bored. so quickly the political murmurings of the minorities brushed aside. Stupid elbow. All right, we'll try our best. Cool. So, lovely stuff. So we're going to arm our characters. Now, what I'm going to get you two guys to do during the sort of the story and during this whole session is to sort of shout out suggestions as to what things are going to be, where they're going to be. You've got a sort of flavour of things here. We're going to abandon all of licensed materials as well. So we're going to leave Donald Trump and Harry Potter outside, right? Because in here, it's our time. It's our time in here. And that is the largest percentage of an audience I've had who've ever seen The Goonies. Thank you so much. People of Edinburgh, oh, they need to see that film. Lovely stuff. Does that make sense? Cool. So I've got a couple of things I'd like to arm these guys with, but if there's a spell that might be quite fun that we could give our wizard.
Fireball.
A what?
Fireball.
Fireball. Nice. Simple. Aesthetic.
Someone's
Almost too useful, isn't it?
Not really like ice cream.
Yeah, that's true. Ice, not going to be good with you. A fireball you can't use because you'll melt. Suicide fireball, write it down. You got that? That's it. Brilliant. We're workshopping, guys. So there's a hand up there. And then.
Detect spiders.
Sorry, so what are you going to say?
Make it rain sticky chewing gum.
Make it rain sticky chewing gum. See, that again is really useful. I can think of a million uses for that. It'd be a trap. Yes?
Summon a 60-foot cabbage.
You may summon a 60-foot cabbage. What?
Spontaneous disco.
The cabbage is also a disco. There we go. The other one I'm going to give you, which is just my sort of stock standard favourite, is Bag of Moths. Which is a brown paper bag full of about 50 moths that you've trained. They're highly trained moths that can sort of create shapes and do tasks depending on the role of this puppy.
And a perfect snack.
And a perfect snack for a spider, yeah. That's how I've trained you. Work for me, food. Yeah, lovely stuff. Cool. Now, our warrior. We need a weapon for our warrior. Bearing in mind...
Insecticide.
Insecticide.
Flatulence.
Insecticide.
Farting elbow.
Fish slice.
That would be inconvenient, wouldn't it?
Fly swatter.
What did you say?
Fish slice.
Fish slice.
Yeah.
It's like just a kitchen fish slice. That's like one of those sort of triangle-ish with the holes in it. Yeah, spatula. All right, you can have that fish slice.
Kneecap.
A kneecap. An elbow. Applause break for a pun. Only in this show. No, surely.
A very annoyed entire spider without an elbow on a stick.
Like a protest.
No, stick behind it so you can jam it at people.
To jam, you can jam an elbowless spider. So that's just
That's the rest of the spider.
that's just a lump with eyes on a stick. That's a bit miffed.
With teeth.
With teeth. It's a bit
It's
miffed.
an angry ball of spider with teeth.
You can have the body of a spider with teeth on a stick. And my personal favourite, we're going to give you a trebuchet. It's what warrior is complete without a trebuchet? If you don't know what a trebuchet is, it's like a catapult but more French. It's a large siege weapon, like on a bed with wheels, and it gets wheeled around. It's got a lever arm, a sling, and a counterweight. And you put items in the sling, the counterweight comes down, the lever arm goes up, the sling flings the object through the air. A trebuchet will fire an object of 90 kilograms over 300 metres, and that is it. Because that's all it can do. You don't have any items to throw in it, so you have to find some along the way. But you do get a small team of elbows who will push your trebuchet around.
Well, I put a spider on a stick.
All right,
Throw that, right.
you can throw that. How heavy is a spider on a stick? Probably not 90 kilos, is it? It depends. It depends on how pressed for time we are at the end of the show, to be fair. as we'll find, this is basically this show could literally go for as long as we wanted to. It's very hard. I put it on in festivals and in events like this that are very time sensitive. So if we end up in a MacGuffin cave pulling the exposition lever, yeah, just go with it, okay? We'll go into denouement town and then we'll finish up. It just feels nice to get the story through. There's another newcomer. Quest complete, yes! Okay, lovely stuff. So our quest, we're going to do a simple rescue quest. You are a plucky band, or a plucky pair of adventurers. You've been summoned to the court of the king. The king of which land is this? What should we call this land?
Elbonia.
Swindon. What was that one?
Elbonia.
Elbonia. I mean, we're going with joints, aren't we? It's all the land of Elbonia, and the king of Elbonia is what form does the king take?
A knee.
Perfect. A knee.
Don't ask about his butler. Don't ask about his butler.
What button does the knee have?
A crumpet. A crumpet.
Crumpet.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning the why. You said you did say crumpet. Oh, there was a crampet, which was not a thing. Lovely, cool. So the king of Elbonia is a knee surrounded by crumpet henchmen. These are sort of sentient crumpets with, arms, legs, and googly eyes. Obviously, we're not that. Yeah? Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah. Some of them are butted.
And some of them are yet to be buttered. But that is what one must do with a crumpet.
Does buttering enforce their rank?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a buttered crumpet is definitely better than a non-buttered crumpet, but we're all in agreement there. There are certain universal truths, I feel, that run through. Cool, lovely. All right, you're in the court of the king of Elbonia. He's a knee surrounded by buttered crumpets. And there are other groups of adventurers surrounding the place. They're all trying to vie for this adventure, this rescue job that the king has. So between the two of you, if you could come up with a sort of display, a pageantry, something combining all of your powers and the things that you have on you to impress the king, to let him know that you should be going on this job, this quest. Okay? So have a little minute to think about that. Okay? While they're doing that, we're going to have a little game of Am I a Pie? Am I a pie? I was a pie. I was a pie. Well done, the flavor pie. Gary, close. Blueberry. You're getting it there, guys. This is the game. Let's see if I can get to the middle here. Am I a pie? Now, sausage all way. Come on, guys. You can get this. You can get this. It's not that hard. Right, that's fine. Am I a pie? I will take a pie. Mince pie. I know you make some plural, was it? Mince pie. No. Beef and onion. Well, that's the game. Am I a pie? Feel free to go down low. Yeah. You can take that away with you. That is really good on long car journeys. If you're unsure of the rules, I literally have built a page for the rules on my website. So go to the MMORPG show website, there's a page for Am I a Pie? Because I have too much time on my hands. Lovely stuff. So what are you going to do to impress the king?
We're going to roll up and move everyone out of the way with our trebuchet, because it's massive and pushes people out of the way.
Lovely.
They fire a massive cabbage disco ball into the sky. And what are you going to do with it?
And then I'm going to slice it with a fish slice in midair.
In a daring display of look how cool we are. We can do this.
That sounds great! Okay, guys, so I think we're going to do a roll. We're going to let the dice decide how impressive and how achieved that was. Frankly, I think the hardest thing is going to be cutting a cabbage with a fish slice. They are notoriously bendy and blunt. But it's up to you. Who wants to do the roll? How much are we saying to make that sort of to make that even close to have been done? 17. Beginning of the show. Over 10. Over 10. 10. 14. No, that would be good, wouldn't it? I think. Yeah. Let's say anything over 10 and that's sort of happened. Anything under a 10, like it's been a disaster. Right, it isn't right. So just don't do anything. Go for it. Oh, the dice gone behind the chairs. No one can see it. You can literally say it's been anything. Definitely a 19. That is 19. Boom. That's gone incredibly well. There's a low rumbling of a trebuchet as it's pushed into the courtroom by a band of small elbows. It pushes aside the crowd. From the back of the trebuchet, you load in the large cabbage. The counterweight comes down, the lever arm goes up, the cabbage is launched into the air, whilst reluctantly the spider is dragged into the air while its elbow holds onto a fish slice, hewing the cabbage in twain to the delight and surprise of everybody around. It's new and, oh my God, that's wonderful, look at that, that was incredible. The king comes forward and addresses you. So what accent does the king have?
Scottish. Welsh.
Welsh is probably a better choice at this stage. Hey, lovely. We'll have a sentence to get into the accents, don't you?
Ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese, that's all right, yeah. That's all right. I'm not bothered, really. Oh, there we go. That was amazing. I've been looking for people all morning. Bored out of my mind, I've been. That was incredible. How do you slice a cabbage with a fish? Oh, yeah. I want to do the costume. A costume for the king. It's the knee, isn't it? So if we can do this. So the king is obviously just a knee. It's cut off, slightly below the knee, slightly above the knee.
Do the subject kneel.
Do the subject kneel?
Yeah.
It's a very good joke. Good idea. Good. I don't know. Do they?
You have to raise him up first.
Yeah.
Or does he kneel?
He's called Neil. That is amazing. That I'm so impressed. I'm waiting for someone to come along and impress me. Oh no, I've got a really important job, actually. So you guys reckon you're up for a rescue mission?
Maybe.
Yeah.
How much you pay?
Oh, that's haggling. I like that. All right. What do you want? What's your life? What are you rubbing together there? How did you rub that spider together? Fabulous! You're never off stage, are you? It's amazing.
I heard she wants freeing from this spider.
Yes.
7 limbs. I knew that.
I'll take a couple of grand.
Couple of grams.
Yeah.
Perfect. Done.
He doesn't want to melt every time it gets warm.
You want to be heat-proof ice cream.
He wants to eat himself.
Got any ice coats in the treasury?
Ice coat. Yes. Yes, I have. Fab. So, what I need from you. Okay, so the king's who needs rescuing?
Patella.
Patella, of course. Who is Patella?
Great grandmother.
His great grandmother.
Twice removed.
His knees. King's knees, perfect. Patella. And where is she? Oh, no, what's she being kidnapped by?
Tesco's.
Because Tesco's are like that now, aren't they? They're looking to get into the cheaper cuts.
Army.
The army. Oh. It's about timing, isn't it? I mean, it was good. It was so. I loved it. You need to take a good long run look at yourself. Knees. Oh, sorry. Yes, my knees, you see. Yeah, dish, isn't it? Lovely. She's been held captive by Tesco's. Not the supermarket. Tesco's is a hideous monster. What would be a monster to a knee?
A rat avocado.
An avocado?
Half rat, half avocado. Rat avocado.
I like it. It seems like it's taken a lot of thought. Why are knees so bit?
Rat avocados just love nibbling on knees. They love it. They go crazy for it.
It's true. Famous for it, they are. This is such a weird job. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not?
They gnaw.
They do gnaw. Perfect. Okay, half rat, half avocado monster has his knees. Tesco's a terrible beast, you see, it's half rat, half avocado. Oh, we've been at war with them for a generation. And now it's too far they've gone. He's holding her in a
Gravel driveway.
in a gravel driveway! It's not far, actually. It's about 100 yards away. It's not a big kingdom, is it? It's not large. I can't get around. I'm knackered. Just one joint. Ligaments don't go anywhere. That's physics for you. There, just pop out there. If you go around enough, that'd be great.
Okay.
Right, yeah, lovely stuff. So, you did incredibly well there. I really enjoyed that, so I think I'm going to let you level up. So, leveling up in this game, what we do is I will get an old arcane device and from it produce a weapon of superior power that either one of you can use throughout this quest, okay? Lovely, so red, green, yellow or blue?
Blue.
Blue. B-L-U-E. 3, 4, 7 or 8?
7.
7, it's gone to 7. You get a foolproof cultural reference. So at any point during this quest, if you're faced with an obstacle, you can pull out any cultural reference you like. It's guaranteed to go down an absolute storm. Does that sound fair? Yeah? That's a thing. Sure. See, this would have made more sense from my Goonies thing if I had played that. Never mind. So, you make your way to the gravel driveway. It's about 100 yards away from the Neath Castle. Guarding the driveway, you can sort of, a little distance, you keep your distance, so you're sort of hiding behind a bush, eyeing up the driveway. And on their driveway, you can see some guards. Who's guarding this gravel driveway for the rat avocado?
Sentient biscuits.
Sentient biscuits. Or
Pies.
pies. Where'd you get that idea from? Yeah, now the things just seep in. Sentient biscuits. What type of biscuits?
Jammy Dodgers.
Jammy Dodgers. You said something else?
Bandits.
Bandits. Is that a type of biscuit?
Biscuit bandits.
Hmm?
Biscuit bandits.
Biscuit bandits. Oh no, that's not a type of. Okay, I see. Otherwise. Oh.
Nice biscuits.
Nice biscuits. Is that a callback yet? Does it count? Jammy Dodgers I quite like. What are biscuits armed with?
Jam.
Surely they're made of jam. That would be like you being armed with a human arm.
Hot comes the tea.
Diabetes.
Are the smaller biscuits breads? Who shouted the one out that got a laugh?
Diabetes.
Diabetes. I like, okay, armed with hot diabetes tea.
Bandits are actually a biscuit.
Bandits are actually a biscuit, thank you. If you could just Google all the things I say. The amount of stuff that comes up in this show. Like, I don't know, I have to ask people whether this is a real feather. Is it easier to farm ostriches or to have a factory full of people painstakingly making fake feathers? Still don't know the answer. Still baffled. Go for it. Right, so, 2 Jammy Dodger biscuits armed with tea that's got diabetes. Diabetes, yeah, cups with diabetes in it. Right, lovely stuff. So you can, excuse me, you can either approach them directly or you can try and sneak around. Or how do you like to approach this situation?
Should we launch ourselves over them with the trebuchet?
Told you, trebuchets. Get one for Christmas. It's going to be no end of fun. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yes.
Because that's weird. It's like a spider's elbow, not 90 kilograms. A spider's elbow and a spider full of ice cream. We didn't specify how much ice cream. How much ice cream have you got in you?
You didn't specify how big the spiders are.
No, didn't specify any of this.
Very convenient, isn't it?
Conveniently doing it now. Does it weigh 90 kilograms?
I'd say
Yes,
89 kilograms.
89 kilograms, lovely, bit of margin for error. So you're all going to climb inside the trebuchet and launch yourself over the target.
That's the plan.
90 kilograms, 300 metres. Back it up a bit.
No?
No, boring. That's what I love. That's what I love about spiders made of ice creams. They've got balls. So how hard or easy? What sort of number are we talking about? Launching yourself over 2 biscuits with a trebuchet. You know, you wake up in the morning, you don't feel like you're going to be saying sentences like that, do you? 14. That sounds like nice. Yeah, 14 to absolutely land it. Who's going to roll this one? Go for it. Let's do it where people can see. Oh dear. A 7.
Sorry, guys.
You climb into the trebuchet. You hit the release catch. During the force of the upward arc of the lever arm, some of the ice cream falls out, and your weight is desperately dropped. And you don't go far enough and land directly in front of 2 biscuits who are armed with tea. Now, where are the biscuits from?
Swindon.
Is that an accent? It's not one I can do. Paul.
Madagascar.
Germany.
Madagascar.
Madagascar. Probably not.
Jamaica.
America.
New York.
Biscayne Bay.
Biscayne Bay. Oh, that's really good. I can't think of any biscuit-related accents. Sorry, what was the first one we shouted out? No, Germany. So we'll try and do that weird, the one that's not the stereotypical, you know, war German. The one that everyone does. You just got that sort of, oh, hi, I'm from Germany. It's nice to be here, and I'm a tourist in your country. Oh, hey, where did you guys come from?
Sup?
Sup, indeed, hey.
It's a faraway place.
Wait, which going for a walk?
Wow, good. Like, you drop out of the skies.
I fell off the cloud.
You fell off the clouds.
We walk the clouds.
Wow, wow, you guys are a long way from home.
Yeah, can you help us get back up?
To the clouds.
Yes.
Not really, I don't think so, no, sorry.
Down.
We're just guarding the driveway.
I think there's a way up to the clouds in the driveway. That's just let it slip.
Onto the driveway?
Yeah.
No, no,
We'll only be a second.
I'm not really sure it is my job.
Wait.
Is this your rolling to get past it? That was a great, I mean, that was not great, was it? But okay. Oh, by the way, behind you there, about 200 metres away, there's a small group of elbows sort of pushing a treadmill. Lovely. So, to get past the guards.
16.
84. You've got 10 minutes left. You've got to roll a 3. Go for it. Something like smells and just never stops. But it's not machine made, make my hand, so it just goes on and on and on. Oh, you're lucky I said 3, you've rolled a 4. You say there's a way up into the clouds on the driveway. Well, I'm a biscuit, not an architect, so what would I know? On you go! Can't believe I've been so fooled. There, standing in front of you as you approach up the driveway, you can see and hear the sounds of the avocado rat. What was it called? Rat-vocado. Rat-vocado. It's a good name, actually, isn't it? Vocado being the surname. Yeah, sure. And also, avocado Yeah. Come on, you love it earlier. Loving puns earlier. Oh, we're too good for puns now. Where is avocado?
Jamaica.
Not doing Jamaica. New Zealand? So it's like Aussie but a bit more clipped, isn't it? Yeah? Are you from New Zealand?
No.
Good. Is anyone from New Zealand? I'm very sorry. Oh, right. How you doing, guys?
Yeah, not bad.
What are you doing on my driveway?
Just checking it out.
You know, checking it out. Works. It's a driveway. It's gravel. I mean, I don't have a car.
Think about.
But if I did have a car, this is where I'd put it.
Should I think about building a dick?
Oh, dick, yes! Yeah, but they're lethal when they're wet. I mean, I talked to a guy about putting a dick here, but he's like, all I do is either put dicks there or take dicks out of there, because you put a dick in, it gets wet, someone slips over it, and then you have to take the dick out. And remember, this was your choice.
Well, just come to escort that nice lady, man.
What the niece obviously isn't her name. Oh, what was her name? Patella. Oh, Patella?
Yeah, tell her.
My girlfriend?
Yeah, she's out a bit late.
It's okay. It's okay, because we've got this nice Nutella for you. I think you like.
Do you not remember this New Zealand avocado cultural where avocado's girlfriend had to go home at 6:30?
Well, it is getting late. I'm not going to lie. Lovely cultural reference, really well remembered there. All right, so I'm going to give you like a +3 on your next roll. Okay, to get through. So to convince him that there is a cultural thing where avocados have to send their girlfriends home by this time.
9.
9. That's pretty good. So you a 9. So you have to roll a 6. That's great. It's fine. This is the end of the show. So all right. It's lying to a avocado about his own cultural reference. It's pretty gangster. Go for it.
What about that?
They see me rolling, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty.
It's a 4. +3 is a
7.
And we said 9. That has not worked. Shit. But thanks for walking me through the maths. I was about to call it. Yeah, well done. No, I mean it's not that late, and I don't think she wants to go. It's a bit. I feel bad that we're talking about it like she's not even here. Patella, come over here. So Patella, where's she from?
Birmingham.
Birmingham. In a female voice.
Just like female Aussie.
She has joint citizenship though.
Oh, it's been good. Nom 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 nom. Lovely puns. So Patella is joint citizenship from Birmingham. Hello, dear. Hello, dear. Oh, I'm very sorry. It's very hard. Did my dad send you? No.
No.
No. Oh, no, it's just usually the king gets a bit arsy about me hanging out with this one and sends adventurers like you to... Oh, your trebuchet's just turned up. I see with yours, it's got elbows everywhere.
That is true. So, coming back?
No.
No.
I quite like it here. He's mean to me, my dad. That you're not working for. Blatantly working for him. Why are you lying?
Never heard of it.
He's so nasty, like, we don't have anything to do with him. We have ice cream, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, loads of it.
I love ice cream. And discos.
Yeah, would you like to go on a moth ride?
I would love to go on a moth ride. Who would want to go on a moth ride?
Would you like a spider on a stick?
You have just named 4 of my favourite things. It is uncanny. I picked up a bit of my accent from the boyfriend.
Well,
What's your
how
plan?
would you like a disco ride on a moth with a spider on a stick?
I would love that.
Do you love trebuchet rides also?
Do moths need a trebuchet? I mean, why not? Throw everything at it. We're putting Patella onto some moths in a trebuchet with a cabbage disco, giving it what she was sort of just licking on the spider on a stick like it's a lollipop, flying it through the air back to her father.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Perfect. Oh, you are right. I assumed there was a plan, a coherent plan. Okay. Because yeah, final roll for the game. Who's going to try this? It's your trebuchet. So what are we talking? How?
5.
2.
5. Sensible. Very sensible. All right. Yeah. 5. Do you want to sort of stand there and roll it across here? What I'm going to get you to do, because it's the final roll of the game, and it's very, very critical. Can you do it in slow motion?
Okay.
If it's a 20, I'll be so happy. Oh! What do we get? It's 19! That's not bad! Yes! Well done! Incredible scene. So, how does this work? Patella nestles herself onto several flying moths, holding a dismembered spider body on a stick, licking it. The eyes on this spider is like... Into the back of a trebuchet. The counterweight comes down, the lever arm goes up the sling, flings her across, about 100 yards, because that's how it worked. Just say, I mean, he rolled really high. Really, it flies perfectly in through the window of the turret of the castle and lands into the room where you started, at the foot of... And she lands cushioned by some buttered crumpets. Knew they'd come back in. You're well done. I mean, quest complete. You have managed to get, I can't remember what you wanted for your prize.
An ice coat, a couple of grand.
You get a couple of grand.
Spider.
Oh yeah, some crumpets get to work by dismembering you from a spider. You get a couple of grand. You also made a mortal enemy out of a ravocado. So, that'll come back to bite you in the sequel. There won't be a sequel, that's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, please huge round of applause. Yeah. And a huge round of applause for my So, what do we learn? Knees have families too. Trebuchets, they seem useful. Don't make a spider out of ice cream. It's just flawed, isn't it? It's just flawed. Decking. It's terrible when wet. Really dangerous. Honestly, you'll get real rain and you'll... It's a horrible thing. What else have we learned? Anything good?
Only work for a king with a good healer.
Only work for a... Very nice. Oh, bandits are genuinely biscuits? Did we find out about the feathers? No. You're a one-use reference wizard. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining for the MMORPG show. I hope you have had an amazing day and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you very much. Good night.